What I'm hoping for is a lot of dashing from the Inkling. Keeping themselves low to the ground is going to be pivotal to avoiding a lot of the pressure from laser and gyro. Just dashing and shielding as necessary to stay off a lot of that damage is going to be super important. And also just jabbing a lot. Getting the ink on, getting that little bits of damage safely without committing too heavily to buttons, I think is going to be really important just in the early game. Because moving forward, I feel like a lot can be done against R.O.B, regardless of how acclimated they are to pressing their buttons.
Yeah, that's really good reaction right there from KOOBA, by the way. Like, he's just very aware of what Man of War is trying to go for. You're seeing the use of his neutral B, but it's not really paying any dividends whatsoever for him. As you see, oh, a little teabag right there. I don't know if that was intentional, but we do know for sure it was done. And now, yeah, just not allowing Man of War to really get a chance to grab. As I say that, though, already gonna get a little bit of damage tallied up, and just getting KOOBA off stage is a position you want him to be at, not letting him touch the ground.
Oh, excellent coverage with back airs and up airs. Plenty of damage visited upon R.O.B very quickly, and I think the gyro there going to be staving off a bit of that pressure, although too quick on the trigger for the up air, not going to be able to get that connected. I don't know if we're going to be seeing too much of a roller play because of how well we've seen KOOBA just go back, shoot laser, shoot gyro, or even threaten with back air. A ton of retreating is actually going to play out really well for R.O.B in this matchup, but jumping, not so much. Up smash going to be one of Inkling's best out-of-shield options, and I feel especially more so given how well we've seen KOOBA want to take this match into the skies. Constant neutral airs is to be expected of a lot of R.O.Bs. Yeah, this is a cute little string too.
I love that conversion right off of the roller, just gonna get the back air and then still be able to get the grab. Just good awareness of where your opponent was going to land, where they were going to be, so you can get all that good percentage racked up and going straight forward with that roller. I mean, you've been seeing him fish it for a lot. It's paid off sometimes, but you don't want to continuously throw it out, especially when a character like R.O.B, who is reliant on the gyro, can just throw it at you, not really have to worry too much, because you're seeing right here, what KOOBA's doing is continuously going on different sides of the stage so he can get his setups the way he wants to, whether it's with the gyro, whether it's with the lasers. You're kind of seeing KOOBA play his playstyle, which is just passive, and if your opponent gets in, that's when he gets a little bit more aggressive. That's when he gets to show the dark side of what it is this character can do in R.O.B. And now we're going to see down throw. Oh, not going to catch the mash though.
Yeah, the half mash there I think worked out really nicely for Man of War just to keep themselves alive. Coming off the ledge going to be a little difficult, but gyro not going to be sticking its mark just like that. Second least on life is for the Inkling. Forward air going to be threatening the space once again. I have loved the use of spacing back airs from Man of War. Seeing them at maximum distance has been wrecking so much damage against KOOBA. And oof, you know, a little lucky there.
We're gonna run away with that one, but can't get too comfortable now. And you definitely have the R.O.B in a bad predicament at that point, but R.O.B just can come out of nowhere with a lot of his attacks. You know, you don't really expect a lot of things that R.O.B may go for. You're seeing the heavy gyro and the heavy laser play, but the moment that you're up close into that R.O.B's face, that is when you have to decide, okay, I really have to be cautious about what this R.O.B will throw out. If he's going to throw out anything that will put me in danger, whether it's the grab, whether it's the down tilt, you really have to be aware of your surroundings. That Nair will seal the deal, as I mentioned before. You get in R.O.B's face, all he has to do is to press one button to potentially take that stock, especially at a high percentage as Inkling was, but living at 200% almost is KOOBA, and this is not a... Oh, well, gonna seal the stop there. But that's not a position you want to let KOOBA live up to. You don't want to let a character, especially like R.O.B, who all they do is just run away from you, just to get their setups in their favor. You know, you don't want to let them live for too long, because that just allows them to continuously do what they're doing right now. Gyros? Okay.
I mean, the platform camping is what's to be expected, especially when you consider that R.O.B has a bit better aero maneuverability compared to Inkling. Although I think Man of War has had a really good response to this play in particular, just using back air and forward air to try and space out. And I'm actually going to commend them for their use of splatter shot there, because we saw a really unique situation where the splatter shot pushed away the gyro, and the little bits of damage it gets here and there, and the little bits of ink to add additional damage is nice, but using it to negate a factor of play like the gyro, I think is brilliant. And if you can't get the item away from a character who spawns items, and use it for yourself, just keep it out of play. Sometimes the best thing to do with something like gyro is either like throw it onto the opposite side of the stage or toss it in the air. Just keep it away from Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, what you're seeing right now. Oh, you're just gonna go for it. I mean, sometimes you just have to go for it all with that roller. I mean, it hasn't really been paying off for Man of War, but you've been seeing like he's used it from time to time. Going for a raw forward smash, gonna get punished. Luckily, did not die, but the second time.
I will do it.
Yep, the second time around, you will get punished and you will die for it. KOOBA, not a convincing game one, because Man of War definitely put up a fight, but you did see why the flaws that came into effect as to why Man of War did not win this game one. I mean, KOOBA did take full advantage of, as you mentioned, the platform camping, the gyro setups, the lasers, you know, just forcing Man of War to have to go in, and then it cost him a few stocks. And also living up to 200%, that was also a key factor as to why, you know, KOOBA was able to run away with that game one.
Yeah, that's one of the faults in Inkling, is that Inkling has fantastic tools to utilize in neutral and is no shortage of good movement options, but all of their kills require some sort of setup. We saw a couple of times that Man of War had gone for the up throw up air, but was at a percentage, so it wasn't reliable. Even spacing with back air, because they were using it so often in neutral, it wasn't a reliable option for kill. And even just recklessly throwing out smash attacks, which we saw a couple of times from Man of War. One time worked out of shield, but the other times was generally unsuccessful. Because of that, it looks like we're seeing a character swap into Pyra Mythra, so we're getting one of those DLC characters you were hoping for at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, and not really much knowledge to be made when it comes to Pyra versus R.O.B, but one thing's for sure, you can see a heavy combo game if he is. Yep, he's starting off with Mythra, so you're definitely gonna see a good combo-based game coming in from the section of Man of War if he is able to find those openings that he needs. I mean, the disjoints of that sword, it's no joke. It's really something that, you know, just really gets to you, because you feel like sometimes it shouldn't shield poke. You feel like sometimes you're not supposed to get hit by it. But in this case, I mean, you're seeing right there, you're just gonna tack up so much damage. And when you make the switch to Pyra, eventually, whenever that moment comes, you gotta be scared, because that is just one hit away from death, depending on the move being thrown out from Pyra's side, of course. But you see right now, Man of War definitely kicking up, definitely playing a different game, a lot more aggression coming in from his side.
Well, that's because with Mythra, he has that luxury of being able to press those buttons. Just in general, a lot of those buttons are safer on block than what Inkling has to offer, and can be put out far quicker with more reward. And just like that, up B from Pyra going to be spelling demise for R.O.B, and the immediate switch back into Mythra, just because in general Mythra's movement allows for a far safer and rewarding neutral. One little hit can lead into 40-50%. We already saw that Man of War is acclimated to ending up those combos with Ray of Punishment, and because of how fast they're just like that Mythra falls, it's just a reset into neutral. And you definitely don't want either of the Aegis with the gyro. Tossing it to the other side of the stage, I think, is a smart option.
Yeah.
Just get it out of play. I'm curious to see moving forward how KOOBA is going to opt for just getting them off back, because look at that, 82 without Man of War even getting like a consistent combo like we had seen at the beginning of the previous stock.
Yeah, sometimes all you gotta do is swing for the fences, and it has been paying off for Man of War so far. It's definitely doing the damage. You're seeing the up B, not gonna get the full connection of that second of the grounded hit, but you see already 114 dealt on R.O.B, and one thing that is going to be a lot easier is the kill. You know, just trying to fish for the kill. If R.O.B throws out one unsafe move, all you gotta do is up B out shield, sometimes even get a smash attack if it's possible. But you see, KOOBA trying to be a little bit more patient, trying to find the openings that he needs, trying to throw out a little bit more safer options, at least cover his spacing so that he doesn't get punished too hard. Oh, gonna escape that grab right there.
And because of how far off stage we are, we're seeing the switch back into Mythra. In general, it's just a really smart way to maintain your recovery, get yourself back to stage. And this character, while they may struggle to kill, is not completely bereft of kill options. Out smash and forward smash can provide a bit of a nuisance to R.O.B if necessary, but I do like the switch to Pyra. Just keep things simple. Blazing End, in fact, going to be able to get through the laser. Trading with the projectiles, I feel a little risky, but given that there's not as much damage on the on Pyra and Mythra as there could be, it's an interesting option to see from Man of War, and I actually kind of like it, especially when you consider how much reward they can get off of the Pyra sidekick.
Right. I mean, it's definitely paying off right now. This game 2 is definitely going in Man of War's favor, and he's just continuously racking up this damage already, getting good strings. I mean, he's just catching KOOBA every single time, wherever he is, he's already, you know, it's like muscle memory. He already knows exactly what to throw out. He's throwing out the right options at the right time, and it's paying off. And at 122%, already going to switch to Pyra, I should say, and just going to punish him. If you're going to run up, just press up B and punish, because that is guaranteed, that is free, and that is game 2 going to Man of War. A different pacing and just a great display being shown. Definitely a good character swap from Inkling to Pyra Mythra.
What I feel like we saw there was, from the game 1, a lot of information was gathered from how well the Inkling was able to pressure out the R.O.B, but just not able to kill. Here, what I think we saw was a full display of exploitation from KOOBA's failures as a player output. Because a lot of times we saw KOOBA just getting hit because of pressing a button. A lot of coming in with neutral air, while it can be very rewarding for R.O.B, you do need to pick and choose those moments stronger, especially against a combo-heavy character like Mythra. If you're going to be throwing out those buttons with reckless abandon, she has the tools to be able to make you pay the price for it. And while closing in, if your option is going to be gyro and laser, you're also going to be eating damage for that as well. We even saw the combo breaking with Pyra, whether it was trading for projectiles or just leaping over them and then comboing from there. What I want to see is less buttons, to be quite frank. I feel like if KOOBA plays out a shield a little bit more, maybe some retreating forward air to accompany those projectiles, I think safer play would actually do a world of good for R.O.B. But it all depends on what we see the adaptations are here in Game 3. Stadium 2, I think, really good stage for if R.O.B wants to play passively. But it's on him to, you know, be reserved with those buttons, or see if Man of War is just going to take us out 2-1.
Yeah, and you're seeing a little bit more passive gameplay right there, utilizing the gyro to its full potential, because one thing that we saw from Game 2 that Man of War was taking full advantage of, just getting in R.O.B's face. If you don't allow Mythra to get in your face, you are not going to be taking so much damage as we were seeing before. You're going to take a little bit here and there, but just compared to like what we were witnessing, what we were seeing from the combo strings that Man of War was using, I mean, it's such a different pacing once you utilize once KOOBA starts utilizing his gyro and just running away with it, not trying to like just throw it out bluntly, but utilizing, oh, nice catch of using up tilt to grab and then just catching him
that
with
was
the up
great. That was great. What the hell, yo? I like it.
You don't really see that often, but it definitely paid off right there for KOOBA. And yeah, this is a whole different game. He's not allowing Mythra to get in his face that easily now.
See, this is what I like to see, especially, it's specifically the use of forward air. Forward air, I think, is one of R.O.B's most notable get-off-me tools, and while it can be used to combo or just in general pressure, using it while staying put or retreating, I think is just as valuable as the use of gyro and laser when it comes to zoning, because it just tells you to go away. And when R.O.B needs a little bit more of that space, he can just continue to rack up that damage without a worry. And I like that too, the down tilt and then retreat to react, I think was super nice.
That was a good gyro placement right there. I mean, he wasn't going to get a punch off of it. You know, he reacted to it right now just out of fear. The up tilt will seal the stock. And now switching back to Mythra. One thing that Man of War has to figure out is how to get in. Now R.O.B just going for the more safer options, throwing out safe things that if he hits Mythra's shield, he'll be able to shield as well, not get punished too hard, depending on what options Man of War is to go for. Nice catch right there, reading the air dodge and just following him through. And now 52%. This is reasonable percent to kill when you switch that back to Mythra. It's a Pyra, I should say. And potentially, you know, just one strong hit can seal this R.O.B stock. But 113%, you also have to be careful, because one grab, just like this, can potentially seal the stock. Oh, good mash.
Great mash out. I do find it interesting that Man of War has been opting to use phasing end for the sake of zoning, instead of going for some sort of confirm there. Managing to catch the advantage, okay, forward tilt gonna do it. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, I guess, discipline with the buttons, but regardless, the lead's a lead and it's not gonna last too long. Excellent catch. That side B from Mythra, so risky to utilize in neutral.
Yeah, he definitely just tried to catch him with slipping, hoping that he wouldn't react to it. Unfortunately, and fortunately for KOOBA, it did work out in his favor. He's going to get the punish right there with the up smash. But right now, sitting at even percentages, final stop, one of these players will be moving on to the next round on winner's side of things. The other will have to say hello to the losers. And both of these players just fighting it out. They are keeping it as close as possible, but it seems right now, KOOBA slowly starting to run away with it. Has him off stage. Gonna throw the gyro right there. Oh, and the usual R.O.B thing to do.
Oh, but none of them drops too low. Oh, that's so unfortunate. In an effort to avoid the gyro, they end up SDing, and it's going to give KOOBA the win 2-1.